Don claims to have an old fiberglass buggy and a chassis back in one of his shops. He's got like 5 buildings, huge, all full of cars.
He said just kind of look around. I guess there's a lot of stuff in here.
He's not sure where it is. There's got to be a million cars here, and it's been sitting for decades. This car could be anywhere. Don's got stuff piled on top of stuff.
Ian wanders around the boneyard here looking at this and scratching his head all the time. And I asked him, what are you thinking about? He goes, the next project. So we have lots of stuff here to work with.
The whole game plan here is search and destroy. It's gonna be a lot of digging, fighting a lot of cobwebs, but if he says it's here, I bet it is. He's got a pretty good memory.
There's stuff that can be hot rods out there. They could be gassers. They could be lead sleds. There's a variety of cars that I have here.
There's just so much stuff here. Maybe I'm not gonna build the fiberglass buggy. He's got a bunch of tube frame rails. He's got some Jeeps. There's all kinds of stuff. If I don't find this buggy, it's definitely gonna be something in these buildings. Everybody's got their taste in vehicles. You look at Don's collection, he's got Mustangs, muscle cars, bitchin' trucks. I pull out the junky old Dune buggy from the back corner. This is what I'm looking for. Perfect. It's pretty freaking rough, but these bodies weigh like 150 pounds. This is perfect. He's got a chassis here. It looks like it's 68 or 70. It's all here. All the brakes are here. Emergency brake, steering, suspension, transmission. This must have been somebody's buggy project that they never got to. This is perfect. I brought the body back to Don's. I put it on the chassis, and I want him to check it out. I got a couple good ideas, and I think he'll go for it. This is the car that was all the way in the back there, and I think it's got potential. It looks rough, but it ain't that rough. What I'm gonna have to do is shorten the chassis. This is a stock bug floor pan. It was laying in the back there too. But you can see how the tires are out of place.
With the body sitting on the pan, the pan hasn't been shortened yet. It looks a little odd. It's still looking a little rough around the edges. But I have a lot of faith in Ian on this project. Well, this would be great. This would be a little go-around deal for the wife around the yard here.
It's a pretty unique body. That's why I picked it.
It's gonna be cool. To see this old girl come back to life is gonna be really, really something. Seeing it a rolling project now looks a lot better than seeing where it was before. And it's starting to come along. It's still rough, but there's hope at the end of the tunnel here.
After I left Don's, I gave this car a good coat of primer. It's pretty much ready for fabrication. I got it back here in my shop, and it's time to start the fun part. The stock VW Bug is 15 inches longer than this fiberglass body, so the first step is to cut this thing in half. For a lot of people, cutting a car in half would be a real trial. I've done this so many times, it's like a 2-hour process. I'm gonna cut this chassis in half, shorten to 15 inches, and get on with it. The whole mode of how I'm putting this thing together is to work through it as quickly as possible. I'm gonna get the structure in place and then put whatever linkages I need in later. Shortening this chassis isn't a big deal for me, but I'm really making it mine. It's finally, I'm doing some work on it. It's been just conceptual up to this point, so it's cool because I'm starting to make some decisions. Inside the VW pan, there's a whole bunch of stuff. You have cables that control the heater, you have a throttle cable, you have a clutch cable, you have emergency brake cables, you have a shifter rod, and a brake hose, the brake lines. When I put the engine in, I'm gonna put all these tubes back in the chassis, so I'm not even concerned with it at this point. Deal. You see, there's really nothing to it. It's pretty straight ahead. So I'm making all the cuts just a little bit short of where they should be. The idea being I'll slip this thing together and slowly make cuts until it fits within 1/16 of an inch so I can weld it nice. I pushed the chassis back together, shortened the wheelbase. It looks great. I'm gonna weld it up and put the body on. It's the first time with the proper wheelbase. I knew that this body was built for a VW chassis, but this is a later model than the body was. These were for 60s Beetles that had a swing axle. This is probably a 1970 or so. So I really wanted to put the body on once the chassis was shortened and be sure it fit. I never knew if it would fit until now. All my calculations are correct. Put the body back on the chassis. It looks great. I'm stoked. Now it's down to just getting the Dune buggy specific parts put together. I wasn't even looking for a dog. I don't even like dogs. This guy showed up next door, won my heart. Hellhound. You weren't relieved from your guard. It was a movie about some vampires back when I was a teenager. And the Hellhound, you know, is the most vicious beast ever. And the whole idea with having a shop dog is he's the guard. You leave, he's on duty. I don't know if it's gonna work out. Think you can have a snack and then just mosey on out on your own accord? It doesn't seem to be very ferocious. If I walk away, I come back, he's asleep, he's eating. It's not a very vicious animal. Thank you. Thank you. Ready to yelp. All right, so it just looks like it's missing a top. It won't have a top, but I'm gonna make a roll cage. The look of all the Dune buggies is the roll cage. Some of them had a single hoop, that was really early stuff. I wanna make mine a little more updated. It'll be safer. So I'm still making it with that classic Dune buggy look, just better and stronger. So I'm using this 1.5 inch round tube. It's a 1/8 wall. It's good for a roll cage like this. Full race would be 1 5/8 inches, but 1.5 inch for a light car like this is perfect. Roll bars are pretty much standard. Race cars, off-road cars, you name it. Safety is the name of the game. The weight of this car and the strength of the tube is an ideal match. This thing can roll over, no problem. The whole idea with a roll cage is you just want room to live. You know, if something goes wrong, you want the passenger and the driver protected. The roll cage is the silhouette. It's the big part of the proportion of the car. I just want to make sure that it looks right. This hoop fits the car perfectly. It's definitely too tall. I designed it that way so I can adjust it. It's really just about making the second hoop and then putting the crossbars in. It's all about how I fit in the car. Don has got piles and piles of stuff. I found these 2 cool seats in one of his shops, and they fit the bill. When I'm setting up a car, sit in it, it's all about how I fit. If the seat fits me, it's gonna fit almost everybody. Yeah, that windshield height's perfect. So the back hoop will be just above my head, and I'll have 2 tubes going forward. So same deal as this. I'm gonna make 1 more hoop, cut 4 bars to cross over the center and go back and attach it to the car body. You can see these bodies are made to have this exact style roll cage. See how it fits in perfect down the corner? It's like when they did the glass, they designed it to have a roll cage in there. So you see it fits right in. This is good for me. I mean, there's plenty of leg room. You know, by shortening the car, you think, oh, we're gonna make it unusable, but remember, this Bug was a 4-seater, as small as it is, so I'm actually sitting where the front seats should be, just a little bit further back. Everything looks good. I just need to make the cross members on the roll cage, and it's a done deal. So, worst case, this is the height. Should all hell break loose. Oh yeah, there's plenty of room. That's perfect. That's the height. The next step is to trim the lower sides of the windshield tubes and commit to this height. You can see the tube comes straight through, and I'll actually want to angle this windshield back a bit also. And that ain't happening because of the tire. So I'm gonna cut this off, and I'm gonna have to reattach with some kind of a different plate. I'm gonna leave these clamps on there. That fits better now. So it's really all about the rake on this windshield. See, pulling it back to there looks pretty good. The whole thing with this is usability. It's gonna put some structure back in it because this fiberglass is pretty beat up, but this design is really so you can get in and out really easy. You know, you got some monkey bars to hold on to. So that's the deal. You know, when you're going around the dunes and you need something to hold on to, you got it. And then to get out, you got a handle. And it looks cool. Today I got all the stuff set up to make this thing motorized. Body's on, the chassis is ready. It's time to make this thing roll. Scabbed a bunch of parts off of an electric forklift. I got a 24-volt DC motor, some kind of a speed controller, a bunch of solenoids, and a bunch of cable. This is pretty much all the stuff it takes to make this car move. It's just a matter of getting it together. When I took this whole thing apart, I didn't think to test the motor because I was so excited that it was free. I just grabbed it and ran. So it turns out the motor was seized. It wouldn't spin at all. I hooked up a battery and it was completely locked up. It's really a bummer because I got this motor for free, expecting to just go forward and immediately hit a wall. I have to put power to it and see what it's gonna do. It's a pretty sad state. This motor sounds more like a siren or something. It's really grinding, it's whining. Electric motors are typically silent, and this one sounds like something terrible. It'll be the only dune buggy with a real authentic engine sound. The crazy thing is this motor is operating. I put 6 volts and then 12 volts to it. It spins free. It's just making a weird noise. Full speed ahead with this program. I don't care what it sounds like as long as it works. This motor has to plug in to that shaft. This shaft is what spins the gearbox. That's basically what we gotta do is stick that thing onto that thing. The big challenge in this motor swap is the coupler. I'm having to create some kind of a cockamamie idea that mates this forklift motor to the Volkswagen transaxle. The coupler's gotta be strong and it's gotta be balanced. I found a shaft that matches the VW transaxle. I got a collar that matches that diameter shaft, and I'm gonna weld it together and run it. I just transferred these holes to this square frame. So this face goes up against the transaxle. The same bolt pattern as the Volkswagen engine, and they're centered so that the 2 drive shaft things are lined up. I put together some really hairy contraptions. This thing is pretty dialed in. It's loose, but it's gonna work. It seems like it's gonna work. That fits the Volkswagen transaxle. What do you think about that? It's gotta work. I'm going off the standard VW gearbox, so it has a neutral, which is perfect. I don't have to worry about the tires spinning. So it's kind of a safety mode. I'm just gonna hook up the motor and run it, see what happens with no stress on it. The big question mark is how does this thing spin? So being in neutral and running it 6 volt and then 12 volt, it's cool. It's not perfectly balanced, but it's damn good. I got two batteries in the passenger seat, a 6-volt and a 12-volt. What it's gonna do is give me the opportunity to choose a low gear and a high gear. I'm not that familiar with electricity, you know? I've heard rumors about hitting people with a stick if there's an electric issue, so I'm gonna put my welding glove on and just try to isolate myself from the circuit. I am literally stabbing the terminal with a big old cable, manually. Right-hand drive, ting. So we got a low gear, right? 6 volts. Then quick to 12. And we're off. You know, I really wasn't that nervous. I'm ready to go out at any time, you know. This dune buggy would be a great way to pass. I'm always ready for the worst, but I stuck the cable on the battery and it just worked. The wild thing is when there was no load on the motor, it was humming, it was making a terrible noise, but once there's the load on it, it smooths out. I think it's just gonna get better and better. This is like a breakthrough. It was all a huge question mark. I've been really stressed about it because the torque that electric motors make will rip stuff apart, and I just didn't want to break. So having this thing operate smoothly is a tremendous relief. It's kind of anticlimactic because it works. I mean, it would have been a really great thing if it blew up or flipped over, but it just cruises. Now that this car is running, I looked at it driving around a little bit. It's kind of bland. The body's a cool shape, but it's just one big blank thing. No trim work, nothing. It's just a shape. I want to do some kind of graphic thing. It's got to be an exciting car. It's a fun car, so I got to come up with something cool. Graphics are really time-consuming. 3M gave us a whole ton of tape, so I'm going to use every bit of it. I'm going to tape off the whole body of this car and come up with a cool graphic job. I got a silver car, I want red stripes, so I'm going to tape it off everywhere so that the only part that gets the paint is where I want the red. The wild thing about this is I have so many lines going on, I'm not going to know what it looks like until it's painted. This is just an idea. The whole deal is it's got to be symmetrical, and it's a million pieces of tape on this, so they got to seam together flawlessly, because if tape doesn't line up, the paint doesn't look right, doesn't look pro. I don't have a lot of experience with paint, so I really don't know what this is going to look like until it's finished. Really, once the clear coat is on, that's the finished result, and a painter that's done this knows where he's going. I'm just going. Eastwood gave us a whole urethane kit. It's got this red base coat. You just thin it out. It has no catalyst. It's super easy to use. You just mix it and spray it. Worked out really good. I didn't talk to Don about any graphics. He saw the car primered and loved it, so I hope when I show it to him, it flies. It's kind of dim where I was spraying it, so I rolled this car out in the sun to check it out, and it's pretty much the moment of truth. Did I make it? I started peeling it back, and the glitter was just popping. The sunlight was hitting that, it looked great. And then Dawn shows up.
I don't know, Ian, red's not one of her favorite colors. Oh, but that glitter sure looks nice.
Even though red might not be your favorite color, come on. Every gal is a fiend for glitter.
She loved the glitter.
Right? Look at that metal flake.
Oh, wow. That's
Old
really
school
starting to
Dune
come
buggies.
alive now. That looks really cool.
When Don saw this thing in the sunlight, he was sold right there. He thought Patty, even though red wasn't her favorite color, he thinks she's gonna dig it. Not only do you have glittering lightning bolts, but you got a double red line there.
That looks really cool.
I'm stoked that the paintwork happened. That was a little touch and go, but it worked out perfect. So once this base coat sets up a little, I'll clear coat it, and then really it's just like put on the headlights, put in the interior, and she's ready to roll. I think 3 days is good.
Yeah, when he pulled the tape off and it was done, and the clear coat was the next step, I knew it was gonna come alive then. It looks absolutely great. Wonderful, wonderful.
Be just in time for her birthday, man.
Be perfect.
Hope
Be a
she
great
likes it.
surprise. Oh, she's gonna love it.
All right.
Okay, I'm going back to work.
I'll be here. This isn't a really technical paint job, but it's way further than where I was going originally. And that's the thing, once you get excited about something, just keep going with it.
Finally got the car all dialed in. Road tested it for a while. Seats are in, carpet's laid. It's time to show it to her. Don and I are gonna reveal the Dune buggy, and I really hope Patty likes it.
She knows we've been working on something. She doesn't know what we've been working on. So I think this is gonna be a total thrill for her. She's been around the dune buggy stuff all her life. Her dad used to take her out, cruise in the desert many, many, many times. And she's such a tomboy. This is gonna work out perfect for her.
Don't walk me into something.
And here is your birthday present.
Oh, I like the red. Wow, this is, oh, and you carpeted it. This is totally cool.
No gas, all electric.
Oh, wow.
You can hot rod this around all you want around the compound here.
That's so neat. And it has the hubs just like the race car.
Just like Dad's race car.
That's awesome. This is gonna be so much fun.
Hot damn, she loved it. She really, really loved it.
It's way cool. I like that it's sparkly, and I like the red. The pinstripes and everything on it is really cool, draws a lot of attention. It's way cool, I like it.
Yeah, we actually found this back in the shop way back at the end. It was buried under a bunch of stuff, and we restored the whole thing.
That is so cool.
The thing that Patty responded to most was all the reused parts. We're on the same wavelength in that she's not looking to spend a bunch of money. She doesn't want a super fancy car. So the fact that we used all the stuff that was around her family's compound really turned her on.
All of those parts are repurposed from something else. I mean, I don't think he spent hardly a dime on it except for maybe some headlights and a couple other things. I mean, we're into this thing for next to nothing.
So the whole deal is it drives just like a car with the brake and steering, but there's no gas pedal. You just have this switch. So if it's in neutral, the motor just turns on.
Really?
And that's it. That's all you do, is on and off. And there's different speeds. So you don't have to shift. That's your shifter.
I think my favorite thing that Ian did with the car is going electric with it. I think that is just way cool. And it shows how talented he is.
I was kind of nervous because it's electric, so it's different. It's completely different. So I wanted to drive it, but I was also nervous about damaging it or doing something. But it's really cool to drive. It's a lot of fun. I love it!
The cool factor about this whole build was that Patty's family was into dune buggies. I mean, for years, like old school when the thing first happened. So to restore this original survivor and give it back to her, it's like it came full circle.
As far back as I can remember, my dad, he always raced cars, and he always had dune buggies. We always went to Pismo, and he had a Myers-Manx, and it was a lot of fun. And just looking at this makes me remember how much fun I had with my dad and with my sisters. And I'm not a girly girl, I'm a total tomboy, so this is totally perfect.
Don was totally stoked. His big issue was this was a gift to Patty. He didn't want to end up in the doghouse, so me pulling this off for Don was really like an ace in the hole.
Yeah, Ian did such a wonderful job on that, and my wife is so happy. I don't think we could have got her a better birthday gift than this. It was absolutely fantastic.
This is a 1949 International Harvester. It's a Metro van. It's pretty rare. This is a shorty model, so it makes it very desirable. These are big commercial trucks, so I say shorty because this is the shortest wheelbase available. I got this van because I want it to be my dream shop truck. This is like perfect. It's enclosed, it's a van, it's heavy duty, and there's tons of room inside. The whole thing about vans for me is the interior. It's all about what's going on inside. The truck's in primer right now, and I'm cool with that, but the interior's horrible. I love the way that this thing was set up from the factory. It's got this cool seat that tilts forward. I redid the bracketry on that, so you kind of just get in like milk truck style. I made all new steering column, foot pedal controls. The whole interior has been revamped. It's nothing like it was because it's so low now. I've done a whole ton of work on this van, but for any cool custom van, it's all about the interior. And if you want to have a party in here, this stuff ain't gonna fly. I gotta fix it. The thing I like most about this, it's just funky. You don't see them. I've had VW buses since I was 15. I've always loved them, and this is like a big brother to a VW bus. It's like the next bigger size. It's able to tow. It has a good V6 engine with a manual transmission. It's the same idea as the VW bus, but rarer and cooler. My whole concept with this is like a dual-purpose vehicle. During the week, it's a work truck, and on the weekends, it's a play vehicle. I want it to be able to convert from work truck to camper pretty easily. So I'll just get all this crap out of your way. This is even the front seat from the pickup truck. Reused the whole thing. I gave Bob a little wish list, told him what I was looking for, and just go to work. He knows what he's doing. I guess he's gonna sand out everything, primer it, and paint it. Ultimately, the whole van is gonna be this cool silver metallic color. Right now, Bob's just gonna primer it and then wait about an hour, I guess, and go right into the color and clear coat. This truck looks like a giant toaster, so I wanna paint it silver. The metal flake goes with the whole 70s van vibe, custom stuff. I just mellowed it out a little bit. I didn't go for the heavy flake, I just went for a metallic, but this color's cool.
As I laid it out, yeah, I could tell it was spraying really good. It covered nicely. I thought it was really good, but the most important thing was Ian was really happy with it.
This looks totally clean, man. I'm stoked. It's way better than it was.
All right, well, thanks, man. It means a lot.
Bob's paint looks great. I just needed a no-brainer, somebody come in and nail it, and that's what he did. I'm gonna work on fabbing up the structure out of angle iron. I came up with some material that could act as hinges, so Bob's gonna build the hinges and I'm gonna build a frame. This is a really simple barrel hinge design. It's just a solid shaft that fits inside of a collar. Bob's just cutting a bunch of blank pieces and making sure they pivot right.
Since we're fabricators and body men, we don't like to go to the store and buy hinges when we can make them.
So I thought we'd need 8, but 6 seems to do it. I just welded them right onto the interior structure, so once we cut this in half, the 2 sides will flip right open. I built one big square frame. My plan of attack was to just build it, cut it in half, and it should hinge. Turns out the van isn't square. Surprise, surprise. There's always a problem. You know, the best laid plans, there's a statement about that. Typical stuff. Oops, the van wall is angled in, and I had to go a little backwards. What do you think, dude? It's gonna be your nest. By angling the rear of this bed frame, it actually gives you way more room to sit in the back door, and it looks cool. The next step is to sheathe this thing in plywood. It's all gonna be covered, it's just gotta be strong, nothing fancy. It was really cool to see this platform there, actually constructed. I've been thinking about this for weeks, and it turns out it works great. It hinges perfect, and it's super strong. I need some material for the walls. They're gonna be upholstered. I had a couple acrylic sheets, plexiglass. It'll work perfect. You could use pretty much anything. It's gonna be covered with vinyl in the end. I just cut it to fit and put a couple screws in it.
What do you think, man? You need a couple bean bags, a few bongos.
Cooler full of ice cold beverages.
I really thought about how this was gonna work, and I decided by butting this frame up against the door jambs, when I lifted them up, they were gonna clip into place, and it worked. Every one of my projects involves a lot of just winging it. Standing back looking at this, I'm really stoked with the little V shape in the rear, the seating area. It looks great. This is just the first step. The goal here is finished interior. This is gonna be a real challenge. I got a few different concepts for the interior of this van, and I'm thinking fancy pirate ship. Something really deluxe, kind of boat feeling. My buddy Jack's an upholsterer. I've worked with him on a bunch of projects, and I'm gonna go to him for some advice.
This will be one color though, huh?
I think
Are you
so.
gonna make this?
Unless you do the piping with a nice...
Yeah, we'll do it. We can do that in a lighter
Yeah.
color, or like you said, silver maybe.
The truck is silver, so I'm gonna leave it up to you. Surprise me. How about that? I'm open for whatever.
This you can run the seat belts.
No
if you want.
seat belts, no
Okay.
safety. It's 1949.
Oh, you don't need them.
It is what it is.
Yeah, you don't want that there. That's ugly. Yeah, I'll have it done.
Perfect. Thank you,
I'll have
sir.
it done by dinner.
Perfect.
Jack showed me around all the different samples of vinyl they have. They got a million different foams. So he just kind of directed me to the least possible expense and the best quality for the money.
This is pretty much how I roll. Show me to the dismembered packages.
I want the interior of this van to be dim, kind of like a cozy bar you might want to spend some time at. I'm thinking like oxblood, dark, red, burgundy, something like that. But I love contrast, so I want like a light tone to offset it. I found exactly what I needed. I just got to get back to the shop, finish up the walls, and get on to the final upholstery.
Before I get started on finishing this thing, I'm gonna put all the wiring in. That way it's hidden, clean, out of the way. Got this bitchin' wiring assembly from Painless. Apparently it's everything I need. Pretty simple. They tell you right on the wires what they do. The whole idea with this is they're gonna be hidden under the carpet. I don't want them outside underneath, and you'll never have to mess with this. This is all brand new, so you can see everything is pretty straight ahead. This guy's gonna go up where the old one was. And the engine stuff will turn around and go right through the firewall, and then the interior wires will come around, go up to the dash, and then come back to the taillights. These are simple trailer lights. They look pretty ugly when you see them on trailers, but I made this whole surround and kind of Frenched them in, so it gives it a whole new look. In the end, you just get this cool round tail lamp. That's all you see. They look kind of old school, you know? Whew, that was the easiest wiring job I've ever done.
This interior thing is something that I'm really looking to have more experience with. I've done a bunch of stuff, and each time it gets more complex. The hardest part for this van, to me, is gonna be the rear quarters. The whole thing will lay out pretty easily. It's the corners that are gonna be such a problem area. It's a really hard shape to make out of flat sheets of material. So to me, that's like the pride of this whole interior, is creating these corner panels. Jack explained a couple ideas on how he would have done this. And I guess he takes a series of paper slats and creates this shape and glues them all together. I don't have any paper, so I'm gonna try to do the same thing out of metal. We'll see how it works out. Trying to take a flat sheet and make a dome out of it is really hard. It could be done with metal, you know, it's just gonna take time. This idea of layering these pieces, you are overlapping them, kind of like a lobster tail, or if you see like a metal glove in like a knight in shining armor, the way his fingers actuate. Same concept, it's just a number of layers overlapping to create a compound curve. This van had a huge amount of rust repair, so I saved the walls. That's just what I do. I replaced both walls on the van, I saved the old panels, and now I'm gonna reuse them. The main reason I decided to use steel is because I have this slip roller from Eastwood, and I knew I could just cut a few strips and roll them right into shape.
This is a slip roller. The idea is it takes sheet metal and makes coils out of it. The idea is there'll be a series of these that overlap each other and change their angle, and then I'll trim it all back. So the first step is obviously this one right here, because we want it to be bigger than the rest. My whole process in everything is just figuring it out. You know, point A to point Z is in a zigzaggy direction. These rear corners are pretty challenging, but I feel like it's gonna work out. The hardest part for me was figuring out how all these pieces were gonna come together in this compound curve. Once I had the top and the bottom panels in, I knew filling in the rest was gonna happen. I used a whole bunch of screws to hold this thing in place. I tack welded it and really just finished it off with the hammer until it looked as smooth as I could get it. So you can see this side is the overlaps. It's not that big a deal. There's still plenty of room back here. And I could have gone about this like 100 different ways, but this took about 20 minutes and I used up some scrap metal in the process. Just trying to figure some stuff out. I don't know what more to say about it. I'm told that this foam will stretch to the contour of this. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to put 2 layers of foam in here because I'm trying to make it as smooth as possible. I don't want it to look faceted or choppy.
The whole idea with my plan of attack is that 2 layers of foam and then the headliner material should smooth out all the rough edges. And we won't know until it's all glued up. I got this spray adhesive that works like paint. You put it in a spray gun and it works like magic. It's super strong, it stinks amazingly, and it's a lot of fun. I cut out the headliner material, glued it up, and it's time to put it on. We'll see what happens. There's something about the way I work, it's just I go increasingly faster. As soon as I'm comfortable with something, I just move on it, and I think that's how I'm so productive. The way that this glue set up and everything has come together, this is happening.
So if you look close, you can see these lines through here. In an effort to minimize that, I'm gonna put 1 more layer of foam on. Definitely better than it was when it was a piece of metal, that's for sure. This is the headliner material. I'm gonna use the end of the roll in case I mess up. This stuff's a little dirtier than the rest of it. Some kind of material laminated to the foam on this headliner, so it might stretch differently.
Everything worked out with the foam and the upholstery. It's time to put it in and see if it actually looks right.
See, it's a perfect corner. That is deluxe.
After I got this quarter nailed, I was excited to see how some vinyl looks next to this headliner material. I took the piece that surrounds the rear door and started with that. I put it in the sheet metal brake. It seemed like it fit perfect, so I went ahead and glued it, foamed it, and then went to the vinyl. The whole issue with this process is once you've glued up the vinyl, it's like a giant sticker. So if you fold it wrong, it's ruined. I don't know if you ever used a sticker that big, but this is pretty daunting. I just kind of felt it. I don't know, I used the force. I went out of my body for a moment, looked at it from 6 different angles, and committed. All the fabric I'm putting in the interior is pretty much a background tone. I really want the wood that I'm using to be the highlight. My friend Nate, he's a cabinet maker. He's an expert in his field, and I'm gonna have him help me design the dashboard.
Hey Ian, what's up?
working on getting this dashboard situated.
Right.
See all this stuff I'm building out in wood is pretty simple, but I need something really cool. I know you're a cabinet maker and I want to do something that's really special. Like you walk in the door and this is the main entryway.
Right. The whole concept with the dashboard is going to be like a wood structure. I wanted to have cup holders, lights, bells, whistles. This is the focal point of the whole interior. So this whole vinyl interior thing is coming together pretty cool. All the panels are pretty much mocked up. I just have to do this last one and then skin the doors. I've made panels that fit inside every area that's going to be exposed. Got that board with foam and vinyl on it. So it's got the dashboard. I think the silver paint works great with this dark burgundy color. I'm really stoked. It just makes it look luxurious. The whole concept with the interior of this is like pirate ship. I've been thinking about that for a while. Something kind of classy, boat inspired, definitely outlaw. That's the whole van thing.
I just thought I might put some kind of a nicer finish rolled edge on this thing so it doesn't just look like a hard square, but when I was buying this material, I bought a wrong piece. And this one must be like for a door stop or something. But I think it'll work perfect for that rolled edge I was looking for.
I'm doing what I can with what I got. Interior dudes can go off on this thing and spend a year on the interior. You know, I'm trying to do something that's feasible for this work play vehicle.
So the whole idea is that this fabric just makes a little bit more of a presence on the front edge. See that? Just looks a little more rich. Definitely looks cool.
There's gonna be wood strips every 16 inches. I mean, there's gonna be wood on the roof, there's gonna be wood on the walls. I might even put some outside, maybe even wooden rims. That would be ridiculous.
The devil's in the details, just getting the rest of these interior parts installed. Got to give respect to all the guys who do interior stuff. This is a very simple design, and it's really a workout. You may ask yourself, how does one guy hold a 4-foot by 8-foot sheet on the ceiling? Don had a pile of firewood, so I screwed a piece of firewood to a 2x4. Got to adapt and overcome. It's the only way. This is what I'm thinking. If I sit here, and then I stick this right here, hold it up. That's using your hand.
One of the last things I need to do on this van is probably the most gnarly. I gotta cut the glass, and it's like, who knows what could happen.
In an effort to do everything myself as usual, I decided I was going to take on the challenge of cutting the glass, and it has proven to be quite an art form that I'm not very proficient in.
I thought that cutting this glass would be a pretty good challenge, and it has been.
I made templates for all the windows. This is the windshield, basically a mirror, driver side, passenger side. I bought a huge sheet of glass, and I've been slowly but surely destroying it, trying to learn how to cut this stuff properly.
There's a plastic laminate between two panels of glass. That's what this safety glass is. So the plastic is pretty tough. The idea being when the window breaks, it doesn't shatter all over you. The way you cut the glass is you score both sides with the glass cutter, crack it, and then put some flammable liquid. I was using denatured alcohol. You light it on fire and melt the plastic. The guy at the glass shop didn't want to do this job for me. It's part of the reason I ended up doing it. He had an issue with an employee who spilled the denatured alcohol all over himself and didn't realize how flammable it was. You don't want to light yourself on fire.
There it goes, all by itself. Ta-da! So the last step in this whole process is finishing off the edges. You want to pretty much polish them because any imperfections in the edge could cause a stress point, which will crack the glass in the end. Found the easiest way to rough out the shape is with this diamond wheel. It's for cutting tile. Has like little pieces of diamond fused onto this metal disc. But if you're just right about it, it works pretty efficiently.
Getting the glass in was the last thing. Now this thing's weather tight. Interior's in, the van is ready to roll. The van's together. I got the airbags in, it's a driver. The big secret it's hiding is it's my old work truck. It's a 1988 GMC pickup truck. From the radiator to the gas tank, I modified the whole thing and put this international body over it. So it drives like a modern vehicle. It's got a Vortec V6 with a manual 5-speed. Airbags all around, it's a bitch and ride. I got the seats back from Jack. They look sweet. It was his whole design with these stitched ribs and the grommets. I saw a seat he had there, and it translated perfectly to these two shapes. I chose this kind of oxblood color vinyl for the interior because I just thought it would look rich. You know, the exterior of the van is pretty mellow, but when you look inside, it's pretty special. My friend Nate made this cool console-like bar thing. It's just one of the things when you walk in, it's the focal point. You know, it's a really nice piece of furniture. This thing is immaculate. It's better than anything I could have made. I spent a lot of time on the structure of the fold-down walls. I wanted them to be very usable, so this whole hinge and steel mechanism I came up with has proven to work well. The whole concept with this van is its usability. You know, it's not a show car, so the back is set up to load and carry whatever, or you can hang out in it. That's the whole idea with this. It's a utility vehicle.